she has it. And my mom turns around, she's like, roll the window up. And I was like, but she has it. And so hey guys, my name is Paula. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe and follow my social medias, my Snapchat, my Instagram, and my Twitter. You can tweet me if you like anything about this story, or if you think I'm crazy, you can might as well subscribe now. And if you came to hear about how my phone got stolen or how I hunted down the girl, then keep on watching. This happened back my sophomore year of high school. It was around the second semester, because second semester we have different schedules that we switch out. So I got into this new class, and it's this health science class. And so it was our first day going into there. And so this is how everything started, from this one class and letting this girl sit in my seat beside me, just trying to be a good person, and this all backfired on me real quick. So this all happened. It started, I entered the class a little late, but I wasn't like tardy. So there was only one seat left, and it was at the front row of the class inside this health science class, because the like the rows are like, they're like in rows, they're not like different individual seats around the classroom. And so I was like the last one in there, so I had to sit at the very front, and I was the only one on that row. And those were the only chairs that were open right there. And so then the bell rang, and then this other girl came in, and she didn't have a chair, so I gave up my seat, and I let her sit in my chair, and I got another chair, and I put my backpack right beside her, like on the other side, so we could sit like together. And I sat right beside her, and we weren't allowed to have our phones inside this class. And so I grabbed my phone, and I put it inside, like on the side of my backpack, and I put it right there. And I'm like you don't think much of like anything of it, because like I like used to walk around school with like my phone on the side of my pocket, and no one would grab it, so I didn't think anything of it. And we were like getting up like throughout the class to get like these little like Chromebook type of things that we were working on. And this girl that was sitting beside me, she was acting fishy. Not only did she smell fishy, she was acting fishy. And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like something just doesn't feel right. But I was like, no. So I just kept on working, and I never even like bothered like grabbing my phone like to check anything. So I like left, so I knew my phone was there like the whole class. And then at the end of the class, the bell rang, and we still had our like laptops out. And of course, like we have to like put our computers up like from the back row to the front row. And so then we were like the last ones. And so after we put, since it was just me and the girl, we were like the last ones to get put our computers up. So then we put our computers up, and the bell had already rang, and so it's after school. So I was like, okay, I need to hurry up and call somebody, because I'm running late and I'm not gonna be able to get on the bus. This is where the story just begins. This is where it all started, right here. Okay. Okay, so I reached in my backpack, inside my backpack, and I was like, where the heck is my phone? I was like, it's nowhere in my backpack. I'm like, no, maybe I'm tripping. I was like, I think I might have grabbed it maybe and like put it beside me. But I was like, no. I was like people try and make me look stupid, but I'm not stupid. I know where I leave things. Like maybe not anymore, but I used to know where I leave things. And so I know I left my phone in the side of the backpack, and that girl was sitting beside me, and I didn't blame her right away. I just went straight to the office, and I had already figured. I was like, someone probably took it. I was like, and that's just it. Like someone took it, because I know I left it there. And I went to the office. I called my mom, and the only number I knew was her work number. And so I was like, I hope she answers, because then I'll be stuck here. And I called my mom, and well, I told her, I was like, someone stole my phone. And she called me an idiot, of course, but that doesn't matter. I was like, can you please track my phone? Because like on iPhones, you have trackers on there, and you are able to track. So I was like, can you track it? And she said that someone had turned it off. Whoever had it turned it off, so you can't track it until they turn it back on. But right as they turned it on, like through the, what is it, like Apple Maps?
Find my iPhone.
Or Find My iPhone or whatever. They sent her like an exact pinpoint, like of the house, the exact pinpoint of where the phone was at and where it was turned on. And so then it went through her email, and we printed it off. And I was like, okay, good. Like I might actually be able to get my phone. I was like, oh, in my head, like I don't think the worst. I was like, someone might have picked it up, and like maybe like they're gonna like give it back to me. Or yeah, that was a lot. Anyways. So right after my mom gets off work, we like go straight to the police department. The police, we got the FBI involved in this. And we, not really, but we go to the police and we're like, we have the paper, we have the proof. Can we show up at this person's house so I can get my cell phone back? I know, just offer a cell phone. But keep in mind that we had to pay cash for this phone because the company that we were using, like, you had to like buy the phone separate if you wanted it like that early. So we ended up having to pay full price for it, and so that's what kind of like ticked us off about it. And so then we're like, can we go get this phone back? And they're like, well, yeah, like just like, you know, as long as we're not like crossing into private property once they tell us that. So we're like, okay. So we show up at this girl's house, or okay, when we go, we show up at the house. We show up at the exact address, and I stay in the car and I kind of like roll the window down a little bit, and then my mom gets off, and this one girl, specific girl, walks out, and you won't believe it. It happens to be the same girl that was sitting beside me in class. This girl had the nerve to come outside, and then my mom just like slightly confronted her and was like, do you know, like, do y'all have the cell phone here? Because the pinpoint says it's here, so the cell phone is here. And I roll the window down, and boy, when I tell you, I started yelling. I was like, she has my phone. She has it. That's the girl from the classroom. She has it. And my mom turns around, she's like, roll the window up. And I was like, but she has it. And the girl's like, I don't have her phone. And I was like, you're the only one that was sitting beside me in class. I was like, you have my phone. And so I was about ready to throw hands. But you know, we weren't raised to throw hands. Just because my mom was there, I would have threw hands. Just kidding. I can't fight. But anyways. So we leave because she says she does not have my phone. She claims she does not have that phone. So we leave and we're like, okay, wow. And so then we start putting off the alarm on it. And the only way you can get the alarm off is if you turn it off. And so if like you like turn the phone off, or if like you tap in the password or like you break it or something like to make it go off. And so we're like the alarm, and like it showed that it was like cut off. So I was like, they either turned off the phone and won't turn it back on, so we don't know where it's at, or they either broke it. And I was like, I'm really hoping they didn't break it. And so we called the cell phone, and they answered. They're dumb because they answered and they showed us another location. So that's like so stupid. We get the location, and then we just call them, and we're talking to the friend of whoever found the cell phone. They found the cell phone. They took it. They took the cell phone. And their friend supposedly answered the phone, and she's like, yeah, she's like, we found the phone, and she's like, and we can give it back to you and stuff like that. And so we're like thinking, okay, it's gonna be like trouble free. We're about to get back this phone, like it's all about to be good. No, it doesn't end there. It does not end there. Then the phone shuts off, and we get a message through Facebook. They start messaging us, and that's dumb because like it's like through a profile or through a number. So they start messaging us. And they're like, well, my friend found the phone and she can give it back to y'all. And I was like, well, yeah. She's like, we don't even care if it's broken at this point. She's like, we just want the phone back. Because if you have insurance on it, like if your phone breaks or something like that, like if you have certain insurance, you can take the phone and they'll give you a new phone, but you have to have the phone. So we're like, we don't care, like just give us the phone back. Because we kind of figured it was probably broken at this point because the alarm just like cut off. And so we're like, we just want it back. And so then like a day passes by, and the next day the girl's like, yeah, I can take it to you. And she's like, you're not going to turn me into the cops, right? So anyways, she meets up with the girl, and she gives her the phone. And this girl is dumb because it's the same girl that came out of the house and said she didn't have my phone. The same girl that sat beside me in class, the only one that was sitting beside me in class, she didn't take the phone, no. But basically, she handed her the phone, and she's like, I accidentally broke it. She's like, the alarm was off, and I got scared, and I didn't know what to do. She's like, because when I saw you showed up at my house, she's like, I got really scared. She's like, so I decided to break it. So she could have got away with it. She could have, like, after she had already broken it, she could have threw it in the water, she could have threw it in the trash, and she would have been fine. She would have been off the hook, like it doesn't even matter. But no, she turned herself in, gave us the broken phone, which I'll insert a picture of this broken phone, which was in half. Like the screen and the back were like apart, and it was shattered, and like, you could slide it across your skin, and I would bleed. Like, it was tragic. My heart broke. Anyways, I saw my phone, and I was like, she's about to be broken like this phone is broken. Not physically, but mentally. So then, the next day I saw her at school, and I was like, I dropped the class, by the way, so that put me a year behind because I didn't want to be in the same class as her. But and then I find out a week later that she's like she just disappears from school, and I was like, oh my gosh. But before that, like in those couple of days that I saw her again, she would like laugh at me and like threaten me. She's like, oh, I got your phone, so you're not gonna do anything about it. Like, and she said that she would like she said she was gonna hit me, but I wasn't afraid. I can't fight, but I wasn't afraid. And so then she like happens to disappear, and they say that she did get in trouble for taking the phone because she did turn herself in for it, but without her knowing herself, she did turn herself in, and she ended up having to pay me back. And so from within like 3 months, I would get cash in the mail, and so she ended up losing, and that just really sucks. But a plot twist, we're best friends. Just kidding. I haven't seen her since then. And that is the story time of how my phone got stolen and broken. And we showed up at her house to get my phone back. If you liked that video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to comment down below what you liked about it and what kind of other videos you would like to see. And if you are not already subscribed, make sure you subscribe and click the bell button so you get notifications of when I post. And don't forget to tweet me if you stayed to the end of this video. Snapchat me.